I'm making a beautiful cavatappi with sausage, mushroom, and kale.
Oh, yes.
Kale is just amazing. So many kinds. You just hold it like this, nice and green and vibrant. It's how it should look. You just clean it. You can cut this up and saute it if you want. I'm not going to. I've just taken this and I've chopped it up in a bowl. Now, this is a hearty dish, right? So I have my water boiling and I have cavatappi, which is a beautifully curly pasta, which I love because the kale and the sausage and all that good stuff is gonna get inside there.
So cavatappi means corkscrew in Italian.
Corkscrew. And you need it to get all that stuff corkscrewed all together. So what I have here is a little bit of olive oil, and I put some sausage, Italian sausage. I browned and I've added some andouille sausage, which is a Calabrian sausage that has chili in it and it's soft. It is, to me, like extraordinary. It's fantastic.
Could you use like a soft chorizo if you can't
You can, or andouille. Yes, it is spicy. Beware, buyer beware. To that, I've rendered it down. You see that gorgeous color? Oh.
So you have regular sausage and the andouille?
Yes, I've added some garlic. I'm gonna stir that in, turn the heat up, and then I'm gonna add some mushrooms. Not a lot, just a few. I have cremini, chanterelle, some shiitake.
Wow,
I'm just
this is gonna be good.
This is gonna be really good. So I'm not putting a lot of color on them. I just wanna get them in there and get them softened up.
Why have you opted to take the stems out of the kale? Texture?
Texture, and I think when you're eating a dish like this, it's not like you're having, you know, a braised piece of meat or like pork, or you're expecting this to be some crunch in the stem or two. Not for this. You really want to taste just pure kale. Now, to this, the mushrooms are almost there. I don't have to add salt or pepper. Trust me, it's fine. I'm gonna add a little white wine. You could add red wine if you so desired, or Lambrusco would go well with this. A sparkling Lambrusco.
Could I add white wine vinegar if I wanted to avoid the alcohol?
That's a good question. Of course you could. Yeah. Now we're just gonna let that simmer. And what that's gonna do is continue to cook the mushrooms a bit. And to this, we're gonna add our kale. Just gonna drop it on top.
It's the sound of the bubbling, right? It's the sound of dinner. We don't talk enough about it. We're always talking about how it looks and how it tastes and how it smells. But what about sound? I smell dinner and see it and feel it and hear it.
And I just want to say, fiber alert on all that kale.
Kale is amazing, packed full of sulfur. It has an amazing amount of vitamin D, sulfur, potassium. It's just so good for you.
And you know, kale's full of calcium.
Yes.
It's got good iron in there. It's so healthy. It's one of the reasons that I love it so much. I love the way it tastes, but kale is really good for you. Jeezy, how much do you cook that kale?
It's done.
Just wilt it down.
You want to wilt it. It does have like a little tooth feel to it, but this pasta can handle the sausage and the kale. This is a tough pasta, cavatappi. Yeah. Okay, so we have our cavatappi here. Now we have a little water, a little cooking liquid. I'm adding a touch of this because there's some starch in it. It's gonna thicken up a bit, but I think it's in really good shape. Now I'm putting this in. It's al dente, so it's 85% cooked. It's gonna end up cooking a little bit more in this.
I really like going straight from the pot into the sauce because you still have a little water on there.
But it's also like, you don't have to take
the sink and the colander and the...
Look at that.
So you're putting some butter in there?
I'm gonna put a touch of butter in, but not yet. I just wanna make sure we get the liquid reduced so that liquid is just coming down, and this is what we do with every pasta. We're just gonna look for it, and I can feel that the pasta is perfectly cooked, and now I know that that pasta has all of the sauce inside of it. Then we're gonna put a touch of butter and a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and shut the heat off. You wanna put the cheese just a little bit at a time. A lot of people put too much cheese in too early, and you get those cheese curdy clumps, you know?
Yeah.
So just go like that. You can stir it if you want like that.
It's really one of your signatures, Geoffrey, is like perfectly buffed nails. You like a little dot of butter to make everything glossy.
Just a bit. I mean, if you go in northern Italy, they use a lot of butter. In southern Italy, they use less. But I think a touch is necessary. And there's a lot of chefs in the city. You go to their restaurant, you're like, oh, he's from the north, he's from the south. You can tell they're cooking right away. We're done. Shall we?
Plate it up.
Okay.
Alex and I are sitting here just drooling, stomachs growling, like we've just been lost in this pasta. It looks so good.
Who wants this? Okay.
I love that you give me a spoon.
You need a spoon with this dish.
I love that. All right, here goes. The sausage has the meat flavor, but the mushroom gives the meat texture, so it's almost deceptive. And the mushroom is silky. The kale is sort of the connector between all the parts of this dish. Everything belongs, and it's just deeply delicious.